this really kind of young, cocky guy. He's a science, he's getting his PhD in physics. He's not dumb, but he's also kind of this hipster dude. And I was like, what would he be like? What would he be like? And then I was like, that is teenage Tony Stark, essentially, without the money. And so then also it's like, oh, this guy's gonna sound kind of like that. Now, Theo doesn't sound exactly like that in the end, but it gave me a place to start with that character. You know, now with Defy the Stars, that was even a little easier because Abel being part mech, of course he's going to be looking at things in a little bit more analytical way. Of course it's all about the character's perspective in the end. Because those were such radically different perspectives, it helps. But I do find like just cluing into that sort of voice somewhere else sometimes helps you start. I don't think it can be where you end, or else everybody's like, hey, that's Tony Stark in your book. But it can be a good place to begin to give you a feel for it.
I think it's a good thing to point out because casting your characters is a common thing. But what she said about, you know, not necessarily worrying about someone who could actually play the role, because that opens up your possibilities a lot. And the example I love to use is in a writing class as an exercise. Our teacher told us, you know, get a teenage girl, but write her as if she was Columbo, you know, who's this old detective schlubby guy. And it absolutely, I mean, there's no way that Peter Falk could play a teenage girl. But writing her with that voice and with that personality absolutely is possible and is very interesting. So I think that that's a good one. Another trick that I use is I make sure every now and then I will stop and I'll read a scene out loud. And if I am falling into the same cadence and speech pattern as I read this person's dialogue as compared to this person's dialogue, then I know they sound the same and I need to change them up. Neil, what do you do?
I really think a lot about how people talk. I pay a lot of attention to how people talk, and people tend to talk very much like their personalities, you know? So, yeah, I spend a lot of time really thinking about their inflection, and even like friends groups, you know, groups of friends will talk similarly, but they each have their sort of unique personalities. So a lot of their personality will come out through the way they talk, because my books are dialogue heavy. You know, most of the characterization is told through the way they talk. So I almost Joss Whedon school of dialogue, but I mean, you really got to think about the way that people talk. You know, like, do they use big words? Do they use small words? You know, do they, you know, are they highly educated? Therefore, they're going to use bigger words, or they're just duh. You know, so really just spend a lot of time thinking about the characters, and I think it will come out.
Okay, blue shirt.
Okay. I have a question about the story shirts I've been writing. I started writing it in 2007, but I kind of halted production on it in 2012 because it's the big 5-part finale. I wanted to wrap all the unanswered questions up, all the unanswered plots up, and also give everybody characters a good send-off. But I couldn't find a way to do it that felt organic. It all felt kind of rushed and shoehorned. I want to make sure everybody has a purpose and everything is wrapped up in a nice little bow, and it's a finale story, so we're kind of bidding goodbye to this section of the universe. How do you do that without making it feel weird or shoehorned, make it feel organic?
I would love to, I never fully realized this, but one of my big first draft techniques is the first draft retcon. It's like, you know, what would be a great ending? This. How do I set that up? Now let's go back for the second draft and build in exactly how we do this. It still has to spring out of something that's already there. I mean, you can't just suddenly come up with an ending that wouldn't have anything to do with it, but it's fine to go back on your edit and then change things to build it so that ending does feel organic and does feel earned, which is, yeah, I would figure out what's going to feel sort of most dramatic and best for your book, and then go back and seed it. So yeah, that would be what would happen.
That is absolutely my answer as well, and this is a lesson it took me years to learn as a writer, but learning how to revise, how to go back to something you finished and fix it, make it better, is hard and it's painful, especially when you've spent, in this case, years and years writing this thing, and you think, I just want it to be done and I want it to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect on the first try. You have to give yourself permission to write the bad ending so that then you can go back and make it better. And that's painful, but that's the way that Every author that I know, that's how they do that kind of thing, is by writing the bad version first and then fixing it.
I don't know if it's true or not, but there's a legend that Margaret Mitchell wrote the last bit of Gone with the Wind first. She was like, what would be a really great ending to a book?